like what he going through. A lot of people witnessing this man go through hell. Diddy took a bathroom break, came back with wet pants. He thought he was done peeing, but he wasn't done peeing. That old man meat doing him dirty in jail. It's hard out here. 50 years of freaking off. His ex-assistant working for Suge Knight. She was with Death Row and then went to Bad Boy. Now she's switching sides in the courtroom. Suge Knight somewhere laughing. He fired her ass immediately and she went to work for Diddy. Then had the nerve to be reporting back to Death Row about what's going on at Bad Boy. Got Kid Cudi caught up in the situation. Somebody blew up his car. That S-curl is what really caused that hole in the roof of his drop top. Cassie straddling him in the front seat of his car with all them STDs done burnt the hole through the seat. And Suge Knight in jail laughing. We got updates. All y'all gotta do is hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button too. Got so much love for y'all, man. Without further ado, let's get into this very, very serious news. The jury was shown Ventura's emails detailing Combs' threats. The jury again saw the email Cassie Ventura sent Capricorn Clark, the chick that's working for Suge Knight, and her mother in December under the alias Veronica Bang. Now that's the nickname that Diddy used for her vaginals, but she decided to put that in the email for her mother and this other chick to see. Moving along, ex-employee Capricorn Clark says she did not speak to either authorities or Combs about the Kid Cudi fire because she know if she would have said something, they would have tied her in with Suge Knight and Death Row, and they would have really got around to who killed Tupac and Biggie. Clark alleges Combs said, "I should kill you." After the events of late 2011, Diddy Combs would angrily ask Capricorn Clark why she didn't tell him Cassie's brief relationship with Kid Cudi. One time, Combs told her, "I should kill you bitches. I should cut her face." He was talking about giving Cassie $150. Clark estimated Combs threatened her about 50 times between December 11th and the following summer. So he couldn't stand her. He hated the fact that she was working with him. But what she not saying in the courtroom is why did he keep her around? What made him want to keep her close? Like they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. It's looking like he was using her just to get updates on what's happening with Death Row. She was playing both sides, but in the end, he found out that she was really playing him, y'all. Combs forbade Clark's friendship with Ventura after the 2011 incident, ex-employee says. So he couldn't trust her so much that he had her take a lie detector test for a week straight. Then turned around, couldn't even trust her with Cassie. Why did he have her employed? We're going to get around to that. All y'all got to do is stay tuned. After December 2011, the incident that happened, Diddy told Capricorn Clark she could not be friends with Cassie. They could only see each other for work. Clark testified that her relationship with Ventura changed after that. Clark also said that because she was a nuisance and causing problems in his life, his organization, his personal life, his financial life. Y'all stay tuned because I'm going to break it all down. Clark also said that in early 2012, she informed someone in Human Resources and Hart Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy Records, about the kidnapping incident and how Combs wanted to kill Kid Cudi and beat Ventura. Pierre just told her, "That's crazy, but it's going to be okay." So she was snitching on him in his own company. She talking behind his back like the people that he employed going to fire him or hold him accountable for anything he did, even though he the boss CEO of the company that she working for. Clark said she was fired in 2012. Thank God. That's the best thing he could have possibly did ever. That was the smartest move Diddy ever made. Capricorn Clark said she was fired in August 2012. She said she was still being sent work while she was on vacation. So she told the HR employee that Sean Diddy Combs was mad at her because she didn't tell him his girlfriend was cheating on him. This a whole year later. She was terminated shortly after that, accused of improperly taking a vacation. Whatever the case was, they got her the hell out of there. Combs threatened Clark's career after firing her, she says. Clark said, whatever, after she was terminated, Combs told her that I would never work again, that he would show me that all these people weren't my friends, that he would make me ill myself. Clark testified that she received a settlement through Combs' attorneys for wrongful termination allegations in the fall of 2012. She did not disclose the amount. Understand? Everybody that's testifying against him got paid. Now, one of them, they never said they ain't never got paid. He was employing all of these people. They all was receiving checks from him. And they took the money for years. Even when he terminated her, he still paid her. And she still got on the stand to speak out against him, even though she's confessing that she's a part of the reason why Cassie and Kid Cudi was even fooling around. She made it possible for her to have a fling on Diddy, but somehow, some way, they got her up there testifying. Clark returned to work for Combs in 2016 after not finding other employment. She said, hold on, wait a minute. She was so desperate and so needy that she wound up going back to Diddy. She ain't know what else she could do. If she not the biggest rat, he should have just fed her cheese. She would have been happy with that. That rat came crawling back after all them years, all her messy behavior. He still took her back in. She ain't have nowhere else to go. She was willing to be his slave for life. She was the one setting up the hotel rooms, putting the baby oil all on the nightstand. And when they was done freaking off, she'd go in there and clean it up. If Diddy needed some drugs, she was the one pulling up in them dark alleys with her hand coming out the window with the money, taking the drugs and pulling off. If anybody needed to be sitting next to him, that's his accomplice. They looking for the criminal organization that was put together by Diddy. Well, she revealed her hand and let them know how involved she is in this thing. How she was also a part of Death Row. She can't be trusted. Why is he on trial alone? That's what my question for y'all is. Should Diddy go home? Should they let him up out of there today? What's the point in keeping him in here if they don't know what he in there for, man? Okay, let's get back into this. Clark returned to work for Combs in 2016 after not finding other employment, she says. Though she was fired in 2012, Clark returned to work for Diddy as Cassie Ventura's creative director in 2016. Clark hadn't been able to find other work, and she wanted to try to get her life back, Clark testified. Clark reported to Combs, and he approved all of Ventura's projects, she said. Clark testified she noticed an increase in Ventura's drug use during this time. Clark left the position in 2018, and that was the last time she worked for Ventura, she testified. So she went away for some years, and when she came back, Cassie was all the way strung out. And I'm pretty sure when Cassie saw her again, she knew it was the end of the line. So she just went ahead and snorted the end of the line. Persecution needs to bring more witnesses to the stand to reinforce racketeering charge. So after she gave this long-ass testimony, the jury looking at each other like, what we supposed to do with this? She a two-timing, double-crossing snake. She revealed all of the sneaky shit she was doing behind Puffy back. If anybody needed a foot in their ass, it was her. Any sane person can see that this woman could not be trusted. Suge Knight sent her over there. She was sent there to be a cog in his system. She ruined everything that he had going on. And at the end of her testimony, the jury is stuck. Like, what the fuck we supposed to do with this, yo? Clark retained attorneys after Ventura's lawsuit against Combs, she testified. So, Capricorn Clark Diddy's former assistant testified that she retained attorneys in 2023 after Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit against Combs. The lawsuit traumatized Clark. She said, so once she seen that Cassie got that money, she got off her, she got off her broke ass and decided she wanted to get some of Diddy's money as well. Clark met with attorneys for Combs in April 2024, and they spoke about the possibility of her working for one of Combs' companies again. She said she wanted her life back. Clark never heard from Combs' attorneys after that. Clark testified that she hasn't spoken to. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. What the hell? She tried to get some more work with Diddy? Did I read that wrong? Testified that she retained attorneys in 2023 after Cassie Ventura filed her lawsuit against Combs. The lawsuit traumatized Clark. She said Clark met with attorneys for Combs in 2024, and they spoke about the possibility of her working for one of Combs' companies again. So she tried to sue Diddy, and the lawyers recommended that she go back to work for Diddy. She said she wanted her life back. Clark never heard from Combs' attorneys after that. I'm confused as hell. I'm pretty sure the jury they had to take a short break after that shit. I would have had to take a break too. Like, this chick all over the place. Get her the fuck out of here. Court is taking a short break. Persecutors' direct examination of Capricorn Clark is over. Thank God, man. We need to take a break too. Take a quick little break and sort this out in my head, cause it's a shady game. I don't see where Diddy did nothing wrong. What did he do that was a crime? He employed people that did not have his best interests at heart. He had their best interests at heart, making sure they dusty, crooked asses had some money in their pocket. They mad because he made them work for it. Cassie ain't put out no album. He put her ass to use literally. What good was she, man? He a saint. A lot of people wouldn't have put up with this shit. That's how I know this is bigger than all this stuff they presenting to the public. What about them kids? What about them midgets that was standing between Diddy and Meek Mill when they had on matching outfits? Whatever happened to that? They trying to make it to where Suge Knight won't get out of jail. If they told the truth and let everybody know that all them people in Hollywood Beijinged up and they old gremlins underneath all that money, if they expose your celebrities out here, who they really are, and how they get all that work done to keep from looking like demons, then it'd be a different story. Take their wigs off, snatch their lace fronts. That's what they need to do. Expose these celebrities. Cause I seen some shit that had me tripping out. And y'all about to trip out too, cause I'm about to share it with y'all. Y'all need to stay tuned. Let me get this together for y'all, man. Yo, cut that music off. I gotta make a point. Because after seeing Diddy in the courtroom looking all crazy like that, I started taking a good look at these celebrities. Look at this. Yo, shout out to my man Tom Cruise. He got a new movie coming out. He look like he 23 years old. He look like the Tom Cruise of old. And this man, how old is Tom Cruise? He was born in, no, how old is he, man? Type that in. Tom Cruise. This man, oh, he a cancer like me. Yo, shout out to Tom Cruise. He's 62 years old. And he in the movies looking like a young buck. Look at this. Brad Pitt look like he in his 30s. He's 61 years old. He look like he in his 30s. What they doing in Hollywood that got them looking so young like that forever? Look at this. Remy Ma's behaving like an old hag. But when you put that money on her, she 44, she about to be 50, y'all. But she look like a young chick, act like a young chick, and she dating a young boy. She a cougar out here, but you can't tell it because they getting all this stuff done and keeping their hair black. They need to expose all of this, man. Snatch all that shit off. Let her natural shit grow in and see if y'all want to listen to her complain about Papoose. Matter of fact, take Papoose, take them teeth out of his mouth and take that fitted hat off and let y'all see his receding hairline to see if y'all want to hear about the Remy Ma Papoose grandmama, granddaddy drama. They got grandkids. Y'all wouldn't be interested in hearing nothing they had to say if y'all seen them for who they really are. All the not just Diddy, but all of Hollywood need to be exposed. What it's like inside the courtroom today. Since we're reporting live about the Diddy trial, I'm about to be sharing with y'all exactly what it's looking like in the courtroom and everything. Giving y'all full details since they won't let no cameras in there. It don't get no better than this right here. What it's like inside the courtroom today. Diddy mother and sister are inside the courtroom today. I didn't even know he had a sister. After court recessed for a short break, Combs' mother kissed defense lawyer Nicole Westmoreland on the cheek. She's still on that kissing shit. She kissing all on the lawyers. They probably gonna set up a freak off for later on tonight. And they ain't specified what cheek she kissed her on. You just never know with them Combses. Combs' sister Keisha, who has been a constant presence at the trial, is also present today. None of Combs' children are in the courtroom. And I did a video last night letting people know that Diddy asked his kids not to show up to the court because that's grown people business that they speaking on. You know, kids supposed to know their place. You ain't supposed to be sitting up there listening to what grown folks got going on. They playing all in the hallway, going to the vending machines and shit. Come back in the courtroom like they watching a movie. Diddy told them kids, man, y'all need to stay where y'all gonna be at. Look, y'all need to check this out. Diddy asked his kids to stop attending his trial. And people thought I was making that up. Y'all need to get over the SAT and subscribe to that too. And we was talking about Remy Ma Papoose's son, who is now his daughter. And she think it's funny or whatever the case is, but Papoose, he probably got some sugar in his tank. We was talking about how Jamie Foxx finally came clean and all. Y'all need to get over the SAT. But let's get back into this because they got new updates. None of his kids was in the courtroom. His mother was overheard saying she attended her granddaughter's graduation and prom. So they back there, you know, talking like ain't nothing going on during the trial. They should have sat their ass at home too. During Capricorn Clark's emotional testimony, she often patted her eyes with a tissue. She seemed to avert her eyes from Combs, but as she was leaving the courtroom during the break, she looked over towards his direction, clenched her jaw, and nodded. She knows she dead ass wrong for that. She knows she wrong, man. She got her ass back on the stand after she clenched her jaw and nodded at that man, bitch. Oh my God, man. I know he just wanted to jump over that counter and choke the shit out of her like Shannon Sharp did that little white girl. Big black man choked little white woman. When they gonna bring his big ass to court? I can't wait to see that. Capricorn Clark is back on the stand after a short break. Capricorn Clark, we know who she is back on the stand. After a short break, the jury is entering. So the jury stepped back up in there. We got to get back into this news, man. No, I need to go back. Is that her? God damn, she looked depressed. I guess they found Waldo. Look at this bitch, man. She look crazy as hell. And excuse my language for calling her out her name or whatever the case is. Okay. She back on the stand. Okay, well, this is where we at with it, man. Defense confirms meeting with Clark about possible return to Combs' team. Now, they need to break this down for me because when I read it, I was confused as I don't know what. Defense attorney Mark Fingo began by confirming with Capricorn Clark, a former employee of Diddy, that they had met before. So he up there testifying and all that against her. And he admitted that they met before. Fingo, Tenny Gargoyles, and another attorney for Combs, Jonathan Davis, met with Clark, who brought an attorney and a friend with her on April 10th, 2024. Oh, here we go. And Fingo asked Clark to confirm that she told the lawyers at the meeting that Combs wouldn't be in this mess if he had kept her around. Wait a minute, what this bitch? She said that Combs wouldn't be in this mess if he kept her around. Like she would have cleaned up all his dirty work, like how she used to do the hotels after the freak offs. He asked Clark to confirm that she told the lawyers at the meeting that Combs wouldn't be in this mess if he had kept her around. She acknowledged she probably said something like that as they discussed the possibility of her returning to work for him as his chef of staff. She also told the lawyers at the meeting that Cassie Ventura wasn't good for Combs. The attorney who accompanied Clark to that meeting was Brian Friedman, the well-known entertainment lawyer representing Justin Bologna in the ongoing litigation with Blake Lively. Wow. So they got, basically they wasting everybody's time with this. That's what's going on. They giving us the runaround, y'all. 3 former Combs assistants have taken the stand so far, and here's what they said. Since Diddy federal criminal trial began earlier this month, 3 of the music mogul's former assistants have been called to testify about their experience working for him, with patterns starting to emerge. So they starting to figure out that they all got something in common. And I'm pretty sure it's money. They wanted it then and they want it now. On the stands today is Capricorn Clark, a former personal assistant to Combs and former marketing executive for his clothing brand, Sean John. So far, Clark testified that she was subjected to taking a lie detector test, threats of intimidation, and witnessed Combs be violent with Cassie Ventura. She also described an encounter where she saw Combs enter rapper Kid Cudi's home after he found out about the relationship with Ventura, an incident that Kid Cudi testified about last week. Clark is the 3rd former Combs assistant to testify, joining David James and George Kaplan. Her testimony continues this afternoon. And mind you, he ain't had no black employees testify yet. Dawn Richardson don't count. She was one of his artists. We talking about his employees. James was an assistant for Combs from 2007 to 2009 and worked for Combs during the early part of his relationship with Ventura. He testified he did not personally observe physical violence between the two. James described witnessing Combs use drugs and testified his role in stocking hotel rooms for him across multiple states. He also testified about being subjected to lie detector tests and intimidation. Kaplan testified last week that he left the company because he was not comfortable or aligned with the physical behavior that he observed over several months, and recounted instances in which he saw Combs be violent with Ventura and another former girlfriend. Kaplan also said part of his job as Combs' assistant was to clean up hotel rooms Combs stayed in, and at one point he said he picked up drugs for the man. Another high-ranking executive on Combs' team, Krishna Coram Combs, former chief of staff, has been mentioned several times, whatever. So they all was in on it. You know what I'm saying? Combs is facing charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. They ain't proved none of that shit yet. They ain't proved it yet, man. Had Death Row working up at Bad Boy. Now he in this situation. He ain't had not one brother, one sister. It's all Latinos and Caucasians going at Diddy. What is that all about? That's what he get. Treating J-Lo like she better. Treating Cassie like she better. Treating this chick like she better. He ain't want no black people on his arm like that. He wanted to sell liquor to black people. He wanted to sell music to black people, but he wasn't really trying to employ no black people. Is that what it is? He didn't want no black people on his staff. Did he ever hire black people? I don't recall him working with no black people for real. That's his problem. If he would have had a sister on his team, she would have smacked them drugs out his hand and smacked him too. And she wouldn't have been cleaning up shit. He sent them people in there. They cleaning up the baby oil. They wiping down the cop. Man, he couldn't have paid a black person. They would have called him a freak. If he would have had black people working for him, he would have been too embarrassed to do the shit he was doing. He in there cooking with his feet, doing all that nasty shit, and they ain't say nothing. As soon as a sister would have seen him put hands on Cassie, they would have jumped his ass. Cassie would have looked at her, she would have looked at Cassie, and they would have both beat his ass. Out in Jamaica, they would have threw his ass off of a safari or some shit. You ain't gonna tell no black man to pick up no condoms. They don't give a fuck who you is. Nigga, I ain't picking up your condoms. I ain't cleaning up no baby oil. You better get your ass in there and do it yourself, bruh. He knew what he was doing. Had Vanity and all them working for him and shit. Whole staff looking like they the offspring of Prince. He know who he can pull that shit with. Yo, we about to get back into this news, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification button too. But I just can't believe it, yo. The way he was moving, the way he was acting, people get money and feel like they better. And they want to have people around them that make them feel like they better. You know what I'm saying? That's like people spending all their money on all this designer shit. Come to find out it's bootleg too. Y'all dudes out there thinking y'all want something exotical. You want to get you an exotic chick. They'll do you way more dirty than the African American chick would ever do you, man. Don't go chasing waterfalls. But that's Negro here nor there. Y'all gonna, like how Diddy learned, y'all gonna learn. Okay, let's get back into this. Y'all ready? Here we go. Former employee says their relationship was 1000% platonic. Wait a minute. Capricorn Clark, a former employee of Diddy, testifies that she met Combs around 2002 through a mutual friend shortly after she moved to New York City. She said her relationship was 1000% platonic. You ain't got to do all that. She putting too much on it. That's what let me know that Diddy tapped that ass. And he probably was banging her while he was with Cassie or whatever. And that's why she was so damn messy. Now it's starting to make sense. Because if it's professional, keep it professional. Wasn't nothing professional about their relationship. She talking about it was 1000% platonic. Clark said Combs took ecstasy in the early stages of their friendship and his drug use increased over the time. So if you watching this man take ecstasy and you around, you know they trying to bang on anything. She giving him the drugs. He take the drugs in front of her. And you mean to tell me he didn't get touchy-feely and his ass was on ecstasy? He popped the pill and she's sitting right next to him. They rubbing shoulders and shit. Oh, you damn right he reached over and grabbed a hunk of her ass. Especially if he like Cassie. He probably had to take drugs just to make them chicks look thick. Or to even get aroused by these women that he was around. 1000%. But she said this in the courtroom. The jury looking like, we don't believe nothing that's coming out these people's mouth. Clark texts Combs in 2021, admitting past crush doesn't recall details or his response. Get the fuck. She said, what? I did it back in the day, baby. I ain't even gonna front. When I was putting all that baby oil in that hotel room, how come you ain't never put no baby oil on me? I mean, damn. Diddy, one thing about you is you always had it going on. She admitted that she was crushing on Diddy in them text messages, man. Is she serious? Hold on, man. I gotta get this thing together.
Oh my
Cause
goodness.
I'm stuck right now. I can't even think straight. Clark texts Combs in 2021 admitting a past crush. Like, at night, I think of you. I want to be your lady, baby. She was crushing on Diddy real bad. Real bad. Capricorn Clark, former Diddy employee, texts Combs in June 2021. Did you ever know that I had the biggest crush on you before I started to work for you? At night, I think of you. I want to be your lady, baby. If your game is strong, give me a call, boo. If your love is strong, I want to give it all to you at night. She said, did you ever know that I had the biggest crush on you before I started working for you? We hung out all the time. I played it super cool. I don't think you knew. I just knew for sure that you liked me to have me around. Clark testified she doesn't remember saying this to Combs, but recall reaching out to him in 2021, though. It's unclear how Combs responded to the text. What the fuck? She was sniffing his drawers and everything. She was obsessed. Like, that's just my baby daddy. She was loving on Diddy and he didn't even know about the shit. Like, I see the way you be looking at me when I be wearing them gray sweatpants and shit. Don't ever think you gonna get some of this Tootsie Pop. Be staring at me and shit. I know what you want, ho. You horny just like the rest. You wish you was Cassie, bitch. You ain't never gonna be Cassie with that Jay Leno shit. You need to be a talk show host with that big ass face. She told Diddy straight up that she was digging on him back in the day. Oh my God, the court had to take another look. I need to take a break too. God damn. I need to take a break too. The court couldn't even. She just got back on the stand. They already took a break. Like, they tired. They in the courtroom tired. Like, damn. Like, this just too much. Oh my God. They broke that news. The judge looked around like, man, I think I need a cigarette. Like, what the hell is we doing with our lives? That judge, he probably worried about his job. Like, they got me doing bullshit like this. I ain't never gonna make more money. They gonna be the laughing stock of the damn legal system with this BS, man. They don't take, man, they take a break every 5 minutes. They working a full shift. They taking a lunch until 1 o'clock. Man, that's some old bullshit. Oh my God, man. Now they name. Look at this, man. The jury has been dismissed for lunch, and here's what happened in court today. Not a goddamn thing. Now they about to be doing some name dropping. An early start to her music career, threatened on the first day of work, an issue with rapper 50 Cent, a lie detector test, stress-induced alopecia, stiffed of $80K in overtime, aliases for hotel names and drugs and cameras. She witnessed drug use, a life that wasn't her own, crossing boundaries, relationship with Cassie, Kid Cudi incident, witnessed violence, email threats, about 50 verbal threats, a forbidden friendship, fired and threatened, a platonic. She said it was 1,000% platonic, then turned around. They revealed she was texting him that she was crushing on him. Oh my God, man. But I don't blame her. I blame the damn the judges and all the people for putting this thing together. They should have had Cassie set this up the way she set up them freak offs back in the day. They should have had a better organization skills before they present. And they had a long time to get this shit together. They had forever to put this together, man. And this is the best they got. They fumbling the bag big time. Just let that man go so we can get on with our lives, man. Persecutors say they're ahead of schedule because they rushing this BS along, man. They can't marinate on this crap. They can't. They not even enjoying her testimony. They looking like, what is she doing here? She incriminated herself I don't know how many times. She looked like a bigger criminal than Diddy, the same way Cassie looked like a bigger criminal. Persecutors said that they are so far ahead of schedule, their case is likely shaping up to last 5 weeks instead of 6 weeks. And it's going to wind up 4 weeks. They ain't got no more juice. They ahead of schedule. They got to cut this shit short because they ain't got nothing, man. The judge is back on the bench. The lawyers are discussing upcoming exhibits before the jury is brought. They need to let them people go, man. They need a nigga Moses to come in there and say, let my people go. They need an old black man with a robe on and a staff. They'll come up in there and put an end to this bullshit, man. Let my people go. They need the man. I'm over it. Okay, let's get back into this. What else is? Matter of fact, we're going to listen to some of this, man. What they talking about?
As we are following the very latest. Right now, we want to transition as we are following the very latest of the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial. It takes us out to the Big Apple, giving you a beautiful skyline shot there in New York City. Sean Diddy Combs will return to court today as his sex trafficking trial resumes after the holiday weekend. This after rapper Kid Cudi wrapped up his testimony last week. Fox 5 New York's Briella Tomasetti joining us live this morning outside of the Manhattan Federal Courthouse with the very latest details. Briella, good morning.
Good morning to you, Gina. And when court resumes at around 9:30 this morning, another one of Diddy's former personal assistants, Capricorn Clark, is set to testify, and she could be a really key witness for the prosecution. Backing up for a moment to last week, rapper Kid Cudi testified that Clark called him in December of 2011 to warn him that Diddy had forcibly entered his house after learning that he had been dating Cassie Ventura. When Cudi got there, he alleged Diddy was nowhere in sight. Instead, he said someone had opened the Christmas presents he bought for his family and locked his dog in the bathroom, which then prompted him to call police. A few weeks later, Cudi says his convertible was set on fire while it was parked in his driveway. A police report from the time indicates that Cudi's convertible was indeed set on fire by an incendiary device. So this was back in early 2012, but Diddy was never linked to the incident. Cudi told jurors he met with Diddy at a Los Angeles hotel to try and smooth things over, but Diddy denied any involvement. The jury also heard from a makeup artist on Thursday who corroborated some of Cassie's domestic violence allegations. She said Diddy assaulted Cassie after the 2010 Grammy Awards, leaving the singer with a swollen eye and a busted lip. Later, the general manager of a hotel that Diddy frequented in Beverly Hills testified that Diddy stayed there under aliases such as Frank White and Frank Black, names Cassie says he often used when checking in for freak-offs. Now, the judge hopes that this trial will conclude by July 4th, but the prosecution says it needs at least 4 more weeks to present its case against Diddy. So factoring in those 4 weeks, about another month, and then the jury having to convene and come to a verdict, this trial could obviously take a bit longer than that. Certainly complicated factors to add into the equation. Gina, that's the latest we have live here in Lower Manhattan. We'll send it back to you.
Definitely great points you bring up this morning, Briella, and further
as his sex trafficking trial resumes after the holiday weekend.
That's right. This after rapper Kid Cudi wrapped up his testimony last week. Let's get right to Good Day's Briella Tomasetti. She is live at the federal courthouse in Manhattan as we enter week 3. Briella, good morning. What can we expect from today's court proceedings?
Yeah, Tashani and Dan, good morning. Well, today, Diddy's ex-assistant Capricorn Clark is expected to take the stand. She will become the third former assistant to testify as a government witness against him. So the key about this testimony is the relationship between Clark and Kid Cudi, because last week rapper Kid Cudi testified that Clark called him in December of 2011 to warn him that Diddy had forcibly entered his house after learning that he had been dating Cassie Ventura. But when Cudi got there, he alleges Diddy was nowhere in sight. Instead, he said someone had opened the Christmas presents he bought for his family and locked his dog in the bathroom, which prompted him to call police. A few weeks later, Cudi says his convertible was set on fire while it was parked in his driveway. A police report from the time indicates that Cudi's convertible was set on fire by an incendiary device in early 2012, but Diddy was never linked to the incident. Cudi told jurors he met with Diddy at a Los Angeles hotel to try and smooth things over, but Diddy denied any involvement. The jury also heard from a makeup artist on Thursday who corroborated some of Cassie's domestic violence allegations. She said Diddy assaulted Cassie after the 2010 Grammy Awards, leaving the singer with a swollen eye and a busted lip. Later, the general manager of a hotel Diddy frequented in Beverly Hills testified that Diddy stayed there under aliases such as Frank White and Frank Black, names that Cassie says he often used when checking in for freak-offs. Prosecutors say that the jury will also hear from witnesses at the Los Angeles police and fire departments before the end of the day. So factor in that testimony from Capricorn Clark plus the other government witnesses. It is expected to be quite a busy day here at the federal courthouse. But Dan and Tashani, that's all we have for now. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Briella, thank you very much. Could be a busy day in court.
I would have to go and prep that hotel room.
Sean Diddy Combs, already on trial for sex trafficking.
Baby oil, Astroglide, drugs.
Now his personal assistants.
I had to clean up those rooms.
New allegations of vile behavior.
It was frightening. His eyes, they were just black.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
Dishonest, violent, horrible. A promiscuous swinger who lied to and cheated on multiple partners. Incredibly, that's how Sean Diddy Combs' own lawyers describe the billionaire music mogul, currently facing serious sex trafficking charges in a New York court. The defence tactic seems to be this: convince a jury that, while Combs might be extremely unlikable, that doesn't mean he's guilty of criminal offences that could see him locked up for the rest of his life. As Nine's Christina Hearn reports, as risky as this approach clearly is, it's probably better than nothing, especially considering the evidence that's mounting against him.
Oh shit! They always trying to fuck up my flow, man. Damn, can't do nothing without fucking playing that stupid ass music. Let me see what else I got on here.
I'm Austin Hankwitz.
We're the hosts of Mind the Business, Small Business Success Stories, a podcast brought to you by Intuit.
State versus Sean Combs, a.k.a. Diddy, a.k.a. Puff, a.k.a. Puffy, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Love.
He wants that jury to think of him as Mr. Rogers.
Wash your filthy mouth out with soap. He is a criminal from the beginning to the end.
Everyone may agree that Combs was a bad boyfriend.
A bad boyfriend?
A bad boy lifestyle isn't the same thing as a criminal lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. It's a death knell. We are live at the courthouse, and joining us now, investigative reporter Lauren Conlon, star of Pup Crime TV. Lauren, thank you for being with us. A lot happening in the courtroom today. What happened?
After Kid Cudi took the stand today, we heard from a celebrity makeup artist, Myra Morales, who was very good friends with Cassie, and she described an altercation before the VMAs in 2010 where she was in a conjoining room. So I guess 2 double suites is how I understood it. And she talked about how she heard.
Today in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial, a former employee gave emotional testimony about her experience with the music mogul. Prosecutors say Capricorn Clark was kidnapped twice by Combs or his bodyguards. And this morning, she detailed how part of her job was to set up hotel rooms for Combs' so-called freak-offs, including baby oil, the drug ecstasy, and IV drips. She also said working for him was 24/7 stress that caused her hair loss. NBC's Chloe Malas is outside the courthouse for us. Take us through the latest from court, Chloe.
Hey there, Chris. Well, I was inside the courthouse this morning listening to this riveting testimony from Capricorn Clark. And one of the reasons why it was so fascinating to listen to is because this is someone who has known Sean Combs since about 2002. They were initially friends, and then she held various roles working for Sean Combs. She worked for him on and off for about 14 years. And she took us to a time in December of 2011, and we heard musician Kid Cudi talk about this last week, when Sean Combs learned that his girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, at the time was cheating on him with Kid Cudi, and that Combs was so incensed that he actually allegedly showed up to Capricorn Clark's apartment with a gun, and he told her, "You have to come with me right now. We're going to kill Kid Cudi." A quote from her is, he just said, "Get dressed. We're going to kill Miss Cudi." And then the gun was in his hand, and that's when they got into a black Escalade, and they went to Kid Cudi's home, and Kid Cudi wasn't there. We heard him testify about this last week, but there are some more illuminating details about the fact that we didn't know that there was a car chase between the two of them, so we're hearing a more complete picture. But then she went on to say something where, you couldn't even hear a pin drop. It was so silent. All of the individuals that were watching this testimony is when Capricorn Clark said that after this incident at Kid Cudi's home, they returned to Sean Combs' home, and Cassie Ventura was now there. And Combs was so upset that she actually had a burner phone, that she had been secretly having this relationship with Kid Cudi, that he began to violently beat her, and that he was kicking her over and over in front of herself, Capricorn Clark, and someone else from Combs' security team, that she was in a fetal position, and he kicked her with full force from the front door all the way to the street. And that she was so concerned for Cassie Ventura's safety that she called several members of Combs' security team, begging them to intervene, to call Combs and get him to stop. And that at that point that she saw that no one was intervening, she claims to have called Cassie Ventura's mother, Regina Ventura, who we also heard from last week on the stand. But we didn't hear this story, Chris, that Capricorn Clark called her and said, I'm worried that your daughter might die. You need to call 911. And that's when Capricorn Clark left the residence. And she said as she turned around, she saw Combs. He was continuing to kick Ventura as she laid in that fetal position. And I just want to point out why this is all important. It goes back to the RICO conspiracy charge, Chris, and also the sex trafficking charge. These are all of those foundational testimony that goes towards what the government is saying Combs did.
Chloe Malas, thank you.
That's some deep stuff, man.
But didn't see what appeared to be a altercation between Cassie and Diddy, and she saw Cassie's injuries after the fact. She told Cassie
Sean Diddy Combs will return.
And Cassie did not. But she testified that she remained close with Cassie, and Cassie felt comfortable enough to stay at her house. She even said that during one occasion she called.
Hey guys, did you know some drivers are ditching their car insurance and they're doing this in
Today's testimony in court was explosive. Today's testimony in court was explosive, but it's what happened at a New York hospital that's making the most headlines right now.
Hmm.
Diddy's one-time assistant testified she once witnessed him kicking Cassie while she was in the fetal position, making her all the way to the street. That dramatic testimony comes just as TMZ reported the very pregnant Cassie was rushed to a New York hospital fetal individual. Capricorn's description of that 2011 incident reminiscent is shot on video. Capricorn's description of that 2011 incident reminiscent of the shocking retail video we all watched when it was uncovered by CNN last year. The violent outburst allegedly came after Diddy discovered Cassie was dating rapper Cudi. She and Combs were on a break. Capricorn says before the assault, Diddy had come to her apartment with a gun over. ABC News contributor and attorney and host of Bad Rap with case against Diddy, Ryan Buckmeyer, was in the courtroom. The Grammy-winning rapper was romance. The Grammy-winning rapper was real name Scott was
Mm.
his house had been broken into, and his dog was locked up in the bathroom. He said Diddy told him over the phone that he was waiting for him at the house, but by the time Cudi drove over there, Combs had gone. In another incident, Capricorn testified Diddy had once accused her of stealing diamond jewelry that was on loan to him. He told the jury she was forced to take 5 days. Was it 5 days of life? She told the jury she was forced to take 5 days of lie detector tests to prove that she wasn't part of the heist. If she failed, she was told they're going to throw you. If she failed, she was told they're going to throw you into the stairway. And she also testified at one point, Diddy had her in her words, and she also testified at one point,
Mm.
her words, kidnapped. And she also testified at one point, Diddy, in her words, kidnapped her. And now, a new twist, new fallout from Kid Cudi's testimony that he believed Diddy firebombed his car. On the stand and under oath, he testified he was convinced Diddy blew up his convertible Porsche back in 2012 with a Molotov cocktail. It happened at the same time as Diddy Cassie. He also testified he believed Diddy was lying when Combs said he didn't know anything about the explosion. Now, extras obtained a letter from Diddy's attorney asking the judge to strike that testimony. And there may be another strange development. Word, there may have been another strange development. Word, that there may have been female
See.
And there may have been another strange development. Word, that there may have been female DNA on the last bottle recovered from Kid Cudi's car. Diddy's lawyers want to introduce that evidence, hoping to discredit prosecutors' claims that Combs was involved in the firebomb attack. This is tracked down from the station, right?
Hold up. Oh, okay. Do this one. Mm. No, 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 no. What I do? Okay, I'm back. I figured since we ain't getting no calls or nothing like that, I might as well do some shit that I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Yo, I appreciate y'all too. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Let me go ahead and get back to these updates real quick and see what's going on. Hold on. Now we want to get a phone call. Ain't that about a bitch? Hold on, yo. Yo, hello. Who this is, man? Yo. What up? Who this be?
This Delilah.
Yo, we so glad you called in, Delilah. What's on your mind?
You know what? I just want to know why you doing them people like that.
Yeah, man, we got a phone number up there. We so glad you called in. You know what I'm saying? We doing the Diddy news. Yo, my question for you is this, man. Should they let Diddy go home, or you feel like he need to stay up in jail and spend the rest of his life behind bars?
I think that they need to let the jury decide. Period. I washed my hands of it. You know what? He's there, and he's having a trial, and there's a process, and that process should be handled appropriately, and whatever happens. This is ridiculous. I can't even believe.
That's so true, man. Are you sick of the whole Diddy thing altogether? Have you had enough of it?
The whole culture. The whole culture. They need to just for real, man. We got to take ourselves back.
Yeah, man. I've been looking at all across the country, like the rent going so high. Atlanta is no longer a dominant black city because the rent's so high, people can't even afford to live there. And I don't know where you at, but I'm pretty sure it's the same story in your neck of the woods.
It's definitely the same story. I'm in Oregon, and it's pretty high. But you know what, Sean? We breathe. You know, we got to breathe through this shit. Do what you can to make things better, and what you can't have no effect over, leave that shit alone. Walk away. Don't worry.
Yeah, but when you can't afford to pay the bills, if you got to eat, not only is the bills high, but the food is high, insurance going up, everything is going up, and people can't afford. Like, I often wonder to myself, how is people surviving out here?
You stop the things that cost all the money. It's lettuce and tomatoes ain't that high, for real, Sean. You can live on lettuce and tomatoes. You might not want to live on lettuce and tomatoes.
Hell
but if
no.
your bank account is saying that, that's what you gotta do. Stop being a baby. However your life is rocking with you right now, you better rock with your life. Do what you can to make it better, and what you can't do, leave it alone. I'm just saying, breathe.
Gotta leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Breathe. But if you want to burden yourself with all the things you don't have and all the ways you're not living, then accept the burden and be miserable. But you can also just adjust. You can accommodate yourself appropriately with what you're living in life. Make it better or let it be what it is. But don't trip. Oh my God.
So you saying if you got to go to the homeless shelter, just hit up the shelter and make it your home?
I'm just saying that that's what you got to do. Don't just sit there in the shelter. Do what you can to try to make your way out of there. But don't give up on being happy just because everything is just really ridiculous right now as far as monetary, material life. Like here we go. Get ready.
Get ready.
Adjust to the dark. You know what I'm saying? Be the light in the dark, but adjust to the darkness. The fuck? Excuse my mouth. You're going to give up everything about yourself because of everything outside yourself, what kind of sense do that make?
Yeah, you know what? That is so deep, and people going through it right now, and they need to hear that coming from somewhere because you turn on the TV, you turn on the phone, it's bombarding you with bullshit all day.
All day. All day. When was the
Yeah,
last
man.
time you went and sat by a tree and just took a deep breath? When was the last
Take a
time you
deep
listened
breath.
to the birds? You know what I'm saying? Watch the
Mhm.
butterflies. When was
Yeah.
the last time you got grounded?
It's real,
Come
man.
on.
But that's hard to do when you stressing. You don't know where you gonna sleep. You ain't got no food. Your light spot to get cut off. They trying to repo your vehicle. Who got time to be sitting next to a tree?
Fine. As long as there is grass, you got a comfortable spot to close your eyes. If that break you and destroy you from the inside out because you lost your place to live when you got grass everywhere, then that's on you if that's how you want to live. But you just got to keep going. If you ain't got nowhere to go, get in the woods. Build you a little spot. Use a tent. Like,
Be a
don't give up
hobo.
on life. Be whatever you got to be to keep going. That's
You
all
know what? I love the optimism and everything, man. That's a great perspective to have because we see this stuff in the news going on with these celebrities, and it seems like they playing with the public while they entertaining us with Diddy. They fucking jacking up the price of everything, and people don't know how they're gonna survive.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. The trial it don't matter. None of this stuff don't make no sense. They reporting on it 24/7, night and day, like this is more important than the living situation in America right now.
What's worse, Sean? Not knowing how you're going to survive or not knowing why you're even alive.
And you know what? That's the bigger problem. When you put it like that, if you don't know your purpose and you ain't got no sense of purpose, then what you doing, even if you did have money, you still ain't gonna be worth a shit.
Period. I'm just saying, use something without anything. Just strip everything away from yourself, and I promise you, you more than what you was with all the things. With all the things. Most of us don't even really know how beautiful we really are because we bombard ourselves with the conquest of things and people and places. But what about you? What about your beautiful self, Sean?
Self-appreciation and self-respect.
I'm just saying. Okay, I'm not going to keep you no more, but Sean, can I just tell you this one thing? I love you so much.
Man, well, I love you too, girl. I do. Uh-huh.
I know you do too.
Yeah, you know.
Later.
Damn. It's like that.
It's like
Yo, Reggie, hand me the baby. Or matter of fact, I'm gonna hit you up. Did she hang up? Good. That's all I needed from her, man. Cause that don't make no damn sense, man. What you doing? Yo, just go in the other room real quick. Matter of fact, let me escort you out the door. Just go over there for a second, cause god damn. Okay, I definitely need to wrap this video up because I gotta handle this business on my own. If Diddy could do it, then I could do it too. Sometimes you don't need nobody else, man. You gotta handle that business every now and then. Or that when that tension start rising and you be needing and yearning, that's when you reach over for the Astroglide. I ain't even know what Astroglide was until the Diddy trial. I got on Amazon, they sold out. So somebody send me a link where I can get it. Cause if that's what the rich and famous is using, then I want to give that a try. But that's Negro here nor there. Yo, we got more updates. Matter of fact, we about to do a whole nother video. Cause we only got one phone. But that one phone call I got is worth more than gold. You know what I'm saying? One Delilah is worth more than 20 people that don't know what to talk about. You feel me? But I'm gonna be on this Diddy trial thing all day. How long I been on here for? Over an hour? That's good enough, man. We gonna get back to it. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. They say that Suge Knight been watching everything that Diddy had going on for a long time through this chick right here. You know, he should have never hired her. The trial is continuing. Let me get a little sneak peek of what we gonna get into when we come back. Clark testifies about the relationship with Cassie and all that changed over time and everything. Yo, we got a whole lot more news. And best believe, hold on, we got another phone call. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. Yo, hello. Who this is, man?
Yo, what's good, Sean? This JP, man.
Oh, that's what it is, man. The homie called in. What's on your mind, bro?
Man, I keep hearing about this Diddy trial every single day, bro, but I have yet to hear some solid evidence that he's done what he's originally charged with. Do you have you heard any of the evidence that supports sex trafficking? Because that's what he's charged with, right? Formally.
Yeah, and everybody's saying that it's going to get hotter near the end of the trial, but you figure they need something to work with. Why would it get hot when the trial is almost over? They ought to take the end of the trial to really elaborate on what's been said so they could have the time to really let the jury sort it out. But, you know, ain't nobody came, like you said, nobody came with no incriminating evidence.
Yeah. Like I'm like, okay, so they talking about he tried to bomb Kid Cudi car. They talking about the Cassie abuse. I hear a whole lot of drugs. He was using drugs, or he was having sex with so and so, but I don't hear nothing about no sex trafficking.
Yeah, we want to hear the part where he had a van pull up and there was a bunch of girls blindfolded and drugged. Some of them was underage and he forced them into sex labor with people at his party. Then they gonna want to know, well, who attended these parties? Was there celebrities there? Was it regular civilians? Where are these girls? Are they still alive? Do we need to do further investigation? Like, when they gonna get around to that?
Right. Exactly. It says he's charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. I don't know. I know you cover it a lot. Have you heard anything that would support that?
No, the only thing they have, like you said, I've been covering this for years, man. The only thing they have is Cassie Ventura was consensually having sex with male escorts at Diddy's direction. But she was willing. She wanted to do it. They got her in text messages saying that she always down to freak off.
Right. Consensually.
Yeah.
So so I don't know, man. I don't know about this trial, but it seems like they've moved public opinion against Diddy for sure. Everybody I know is like, man, fuck Diddy, he a piece of crap, whoop-de whoop and stuff.
I think they doing this just to test to see how gullible the masses are. You know, because I remember once upon a time, I ain't gonna get so specific, they said it was an outbreak and everybody needed to get cured and people willingly, everybody, you know, they was wearing stickers like, I got cured, I took the whatever, and people was proud to take something that they didn't even know what the fuck was in it.
I
So
feel what you're talking about.
yeah, so with this case, people don't need to, they don't need to give you the details. It don't have to make no sense. Just eat it and shut up. That's like with the fast food companies, man. People don't have a clue what they eating, but it tastes good. People don't give a fuck about the details. It don't matter if it's facts or fiction or whatever the case is. People are consumers all the way around. They are testing the waters to see how bot-brained the public is by now.
You're right, man. I mean, that's the world we live in. I think most people get their news from social media, not even from reputable news sources anymore. So it's very easy to sway public opinion. You just get a bunch of people to say something and people believe it. That's why Trump's president.
Exactly, bro. Exact. And I'm still trying to figure out how in the fuck he got back in for a second term. But like you said, the media could sway it however they want to sway it. They've been playing with the votes for years. People like, I didn't vote for it. Nobody voted for this person, but they still got in office. But hey, they control the media, they control the narrative. It don't matter if it makes sense or not. If you a part of the public and you a part of the consumption class, you just gonna have to take it.
That's what I'm saying, man. So, I mean, you cover the trial. Do you think they should let Diddy come home?
Well, they wasted too much time, energy, money, and effort on this for him to go home. So they gonna figure out a way. If he don't do life, he gonna have to do something, because if he goes home, it's gonna prove that they wasted everybody's time. But at the same time, they did the same thing with the OJ trial. He was dead to right. OJ was way more guilty than Diddy, and he still got off.
And then the same thing with the Young Thug case. That was like the longest case in Georgia history, right? But he still got off. And
he
everybody
walked.
thought it was gonna be a slam dunk, you know. So,
Yeah, and they had more incriminating evidence on Young Thug than they have on Diddy for sure. So, man, I think they just like to waste people's time. And then when it's over, when your lease is up, I don't know whose lease gonna be up at the end of the Diddy trial, but you gonna have a rude awakening. I remember back in the day, once your lease is up, it probably go up like $35, $50 at the max. And people
yeah,
would complain, how my rent go? Now the rent going up $300.
right, right. Yeah, man. Nope. Nope, absolutely. I mean, yeah, bro. I still have. I don't know exactly what he's done, because everybody like he gonna do sometime. Like, what exactly has he done that you think the judge has proved? I saw the tape where he, beat Cassie. That was messed up. Um, what else has he done? Like, what else did he actually do that sounds reputable out of all these witnesses that came up? So they got the Cassie beating. What else? Like, because everybody keep going hard on him. I don't pay that much attention, so I don't know what else he just they've.
Yeah, they proved in the court of law that he's an asshole. But who's not at the end of the day? It's people out here, everyday people, straight up asshole, man, male and female.
Right, exactly.
It's people with road rage right now, straight asshole, just out there being an ass.
Right, right. Yeah, that's not illegal.
Not at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
asshole. He arrogant. He's rich, but these are all things that you would expect from him. It's not like he was a priest or a pastor, and this shit is unexpected behavior. He's a hip hop mogul, the CEO of a record company called Bad Boy Entertainment. Like, what do people expect from this man?
right, right. I mean, yeah, Hollywood. So drugs, alcohol, and sex is kind of the norm there, I believe. So
Was definitely, man. So, we just waiting. We try, but what make me mad about this? It could at least be more entertaining than what it is, and that's what they was expecting. They like, bring on the celebrities, like, let's make this entertaining for everybody. Where's Johnny Depp? Bring on Christina Aguilera. What about Britney? Was Britney Spears at a Diddy party? Bring on the celebrities, but they making it based around Diddy and Cassie, because those celebrities are not trying to be exposed. All of Hollywood was at his parties. So it's going to be a shit show. They do not want to be dragged into this nonsense. So I feel like it's orchestrated to protect the celebrities that he is affiliated with, because none of them is Jay-Z, Beyonce. None of these people are mentioned. Meek Mill, nobody, Rick Ross. Nobody's mentioned during this trial except for Cassie and his assistants.
exactly. Exactly. Yep. Yep. It ain't no Hollywood case like that. They not bringing that Usher and Justin Bieber and all his other artists, Mace and all that. So
Clyde Davis, none of them people. So they protecting their asses with this thing. But do you think he gonna come home? Like, how do you feel about this? Like, do you see him walking, or do you see him getting some time?
I think he'll probably do sometime, but I could see I don't know, man. I could see the some of those charges getting thrown out because they said transporting people to engage in prostitution. That sounds like pimping or something, and I haven't seen any um any evidence to say that he did. Like, I mean, transportation to engage in prostitution. Yeah, bro. I don't know about that one, bro.
Yeah, like he had a taxi service and he was escorting people back and forth to hotel rooms. I don't, I don't think it's supposed to make sense at this point. They just want people to tune in because when you think about it, if Diddy wasn't in the news, what would be on the front page? They would have to deal with more serious issues like what's going on in the Middle East, what's happening with the world food supply. People will be more on edge about the living situation because that's what should really be trending. Like in the next couple of years or in the next couple of months, how is people going to be able to survive out here? They need a distraction to keep people from panicking off of this shit that's really going on and all of the things that's coming down the pipeline. So they need this a pacifier to keep people sane. Like there's always someone worse than you. Even you going through it right now, you unemployed, but this guy's a millionaire and he's in jail and don't nobody know why.
Yeah, man, it is a big distraction from more serious stuff in life, and the media does a good job of directing your attention. So every day you thinking Diddy case, Diddy case, Diddy case, instead of like you said, the economy or what the politicians are doing. Real stuff that affects our lives. The war in Middle East, the war in Ukraine. There's so much other shit, but all they want to talk about is baby oil, all these dumbass memes.
Right.
They just divert your attention.
It's like you get frustrated online trying to get to the bottom of some real shit. Like it's people looking for houses, and it's like, damn, can't find a house. I'm priced out. Can't do this. Can't do that. People looking at cars. I can't afford none of these cars. Before you know it, they're gonna drift off to Diddy land.
Man, tell me about it, bro.
I should go to school. I gotta pay my student loans. I can't afford. I don't know. I'm looking. People on Indeed looking for jobs and shit. Can't find no work. Before you know it, you done drifted off into the Cassie Ventura Diddy saga.
Yeah, bro. It's all here to entertain. I think it's here to defame him. Cause whether he go to jail or not, his reputation is ruined forever. You know what I'm saying? In the court of public opinion. It's definitely some weird racial tones under it. I think a lot of people hated Diddy because he was a arrogant brother, you know what I mean? And, people don't like that. People don't like an arrogant brother being all on the TV dancing and showing off his millions and having white waiters serving Cristal and all that. So I feel like a lot of the memes I see, they just going after him because a lot of people just never really liked bro.
Yo, that's real, man. And we want to thank you for calling in because your testimony was better than Cassie's and Diddy's, man. Thank you so much for your call, bro. And don't be no stranger neither. You got to call back whenever you feel like it, homie. No doubt, man. Yo, shout out to him. Because the way he said it, I ain't even think of it like that. He said that people out here depressed and they need Diddy to pick on just to make them feel better about themselves. We gonna be back with more of this news, man. Cause this next situation we gonna talk about is gonna be crazy. Yo, hello, who this is, man?
Sean Blazy, it's Will on here in Flint. What's up, partner?
Yo, what it do, Will, all the way from Flint, Michigan, man? No doubt, you and wifey on the phone. How y'all feeling?
Baby?
That's what's up, man. So glad y'all called in. What's on y'all mind?
Man, look here. I see you got a question that says, should they let him go home? You know what? With anything that's not judging, but, directed at somebody else, I direct it to myself first. And you know what I'm thinking? why is Diddy being held to the fire from something that all of us could do if we had that money? Because think about this. I want everybody to think about the ladies that they with right now. And they came home at 2, 3 in the morning last night and caught hell. If you were sitting on about a couple, 3, 4 million, would she really have been boisterous about you coming home that time of morning?
Hold on, I'm confused as hell.
Shit, I'm confused, and I'm sitting here listening hard as hell, and I'm confused.
You ain't gotta let these folks know I'm high.
Well, shit, he confused, so he knows something wrong.
Okay, let me keep it real simple. Diddy is getting away with what he has got away with for years. If he's guilty or not, we don't know. We wasn't there. But if he was guilty, money allowed him to do it. So if we had money, would we get away with more in our relationship?
It all depends on how you living at the end of the day. You know, Diddy is a special character. He like to you know, freak off with. Do y'all freak off with baby oil?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, we upgraded.
Yeah, that coconut oil is a son of a gun.
Oh shit.
Yes, sir.
So basically, Diddy ain't do nothing wrong. Even though he got money, and you would expect him to do way worse things, what he doing is common in relationships. He used baby oil, y'all use coconut oil. No play, no foul.
There it is. Well, come on now. Come on now. Let's be honest. Blazy, I don't know who you're dating. I'm pretty sure you got a beautiful lady on your side. If you did something real foul to her and you just hit the $10 million dollar lottery, her attitude, she gonna be a little bit more lenient about what the hell you doing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yes,
that's
sir.
a fact. Yeah, man, that's what anybody. People gonna you know, money is gonna make people do what you want them to do. And all Diddy wanted Cassie to do was put some baby oil in a hot bowl so it'd be nice and warm when she poured all over her body. And the male escort, he did the same thing. He watching from afar. They bodies glistening. It looked like a Soul Glow commercial. Next thing you know, things get hot and heavy. Diddy come over there whacking off, and that's the end of the story.
Yeah, but hey, brother, wait a minute. I'm over here rubbing on my nipples, baby. What's that?
Hold on.
Wait, anyway. Oh, man. Wow. All right. Well, look here. In your honest opinion, do you think, in your opinion, that he should go home?
I think they need to give him some time because they wasted our time. They need to give him some time. You know what I'm saying? We all expecting, that's like you showing up to the movie theater, waiting for the movie, and all you getting is the previews. And before you know it, you looking at your watch like, is they going to play the movie or no? Don't tell me I came to the theater just for some damn previews.
Oh, wow. Man.
If he need to go to jail just for wasting our time, it's a bunch of other people that should go to jail for wasting our time with all the foolishness that been on TV. I mean, honestly, Blazy. I mean, when you think about it, back in the day, the queens and the kings, as far as you can go back, they had, what do you call that? A sexcapade, swingers. So in this case, Diddy ain't doing nothing but swinging. You know how many swinging parties been going on all this time? There's been swinging parties for decades and decades and decades.
How many you been to?
I ain't been to none yet, but wait till the night. Well, it don't. I read it. It don't mean I don't know about it.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I've been invited, but I wasn't going. You know what? He just messed up my thought, Blaze. I ain't got time for him. So anyway, you know, it's been swingers parties for years and years and years and years, right? Nobody felt no kind of way. It's these upcoming, you know, it's these newcomers that don't know how to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, this happened, that happened. Be quiet. They ain't nothing but freaky swingers. It's still swinger parties all over Atlanta and everywhere else. They coming in, they swinging. I mean, they doing it all. But,
you know what? The media bit off more than they can chew. That's like when they was advertising them Popeyes chicken sandwiches. Like, oh, they on deck. They big, they juicy.
It was dry as hell.
and they sold out. And people in the drive-thru, man, like, yo, where the fuck the chicken sandwiches at? They ain't even got to give what they said they was gonna give to the public. They promised us on celebrities, freak off videos, sex tapes, pictures. The internet been waiting for this shit to drop. And now, you know what it is? It's
I
like,
don't want to even see that shit, Blake.
Oh wow.
it's like them commercials. You see the burger on the commercial, you be like, oh, that shit looks so good. And then when you go get it, it be all sloppy and linked to the side. And you're like, this ain't what they advertised, man. Everything that's happening in this trial is not what was advertised. The picture looked a whole lot different than it do when it come in the mail. They can't deliver what we was expecting.
Oh man.
Right. I mean, I don't know. It's just like you said. It's so much more going on in the world than this. Like I'm over it. Let this man go home. If y'all gonna charge him with a RICO, how can you? It's only one person.
And you know, the only way we can get to the bottom of this if people start admitting and being honest, especially people in relationships. They got to come to terms and grips and understand this one thing and put their egos to the side and deal with this like men and women. The world would be a better place if couples actually admitted to each other who's more aggressive in the bedroom, who's more satisfying, because one person not going to be more satisfying than the other person unless that other person have a better presence in the bedroom. If couples started to have an understanding that, hey, I'm the one that's doing all the work, I'm the pleaser in the bedroom, you know, and when it comes to y'all, who y'all think that is?
You know what? We can tell your answer, but the proof is in the pudding. I'm gonna show you. You ready?
Stop it, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? It just went too far. I just don't see him where he did nothing too wrong. Yeah, he shouldn't have kicked her in her butt. He shouldn't have did that.
So he be dominating you in the bed.
I mean, yeah, it depends on what song is on. Now, one of my one songs come on, Lollipop, baby, I'm dominating him in the bed like Lil Wayne.
What the hell?
Now, if I put that song on, I'm the dominatrix when Lollipop come on.
So you go along to the beat and everything?
Oh, hell yeah. Who don't? Get me excited and worked up. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yo, bro, I ain't trying to get in your personal business, but what song you go off on? Her song is the Lollipop song. What's your song that had you going off in that room?
What's this, boy? Come on now. You sure it's all grown folks in here? If everybody hear that?
We all grown.
Oh man, we all grown. Oh man, I tell you what, my mind's playing tricks on me.
God damn, he hit that ass the Bushwick Bills part. He go crazy when that part start. He go crazy when that part come on. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Play tricks on him. He a veteran.
Hey, he old enough to know what I'm saying.
That's what's up, man. And I know y'all love each other and everything, but keep it real, bro. Have you ever cheated on your queen before?
Man, I tell you what, no, but I tell you, sometime lately, like yesterday morning, I hate the way she was chewing. And I said, I need to hit the streets, but I didn't do it.
But you weren't complaining when she was listening to that Lollipop song, though.
Well, I don't know. It's more bit PG. It's right here lately. It's more like good shit Lollipop, straight business.
Damn, the way she was chewing was so ugly and nasty. He said he needed to hit the streets. Yo, them pork chops is crucial, man. Yo, I appreciate y'all for.
It was a pork chop too. Why you saying it really was?
I know it had
to be. Too. Off the grill.
That's what's up, man. And I'm so glad that y'all still together and y'all making it work and y'all be tuning into the show. And on top of that, y'all feel the same way I feel about the Diddy trial. Now, would y'all be happier if he went to jail, or would y'all be happier if they gave him time? How would y'all feel if they said...
Served. He did time served. There's no reason for this man to go to jail. Like I said, if she hadn't took that money for that, for him kicking her in the butt, then I could see something. But then I guess the time has lapsed for it to even be a domestic violence case by then. But the time has lapsed. But he should have went to jail then. Now, heck no. Let this man go. They just draining his pockets. That's all.
Draining his pockets, time served. They ain't got nothing on him. They gonna have to let him walk. Yo, y'all the truth, man. Real
Let him
talk, man.
walk so he can go get his hair dyed and be back to the Diddy we know. Because I don't know who this fella is with all this gray hair up here, baby.
Exactly. That's what he need to do, man. Yo, y'all the greatest, and I want to thank y'all for calling. Don't be no strangers neither. Y'all got to call back the next time we go live. I love them to death, man. Yo, hello. Who this is, man?
Man, this Big Bus from Danville, Illinois, bro.
Oh, that's what it is, bro. Yo, we need you to cut that off in the back. We want to hear you loud and clear, bro.
Okay, I got you.
No doubt.
Yeah, this whole theatrical performance has come to a crashing end by bad actors. That's my feeling.
Yo, I agree with you, man. You feel like this is all just a show for entertainment?
Yeah, because they can't make money off the music no more, but they likeness and image is still being used. Why you think CBS, NBC coming out with all these bogus courtroom drones, making them the 100 monkeys versus the 100 men versus the gorilla? Count up how many of the people that went down, including the 10 that ran. That just threw 10 towards the 100. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta look at it in a different way. It's spiritual. They're trying to take King Kong down, the black man again. He's supposed to be live.
No doubt. Cool Joe Goody, everybody.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But look at them look at the drawings they use for his photos on all them them national news organizations. They basically call him a nigga in his face. You monkey. That's what he look like.
Doubt, come and get your soul food, y'all. Goody Mob back in the building.
Yeah. Facts. But Goody Mob, the wrong kind of Goody, fucking with Diddy though.
Real talk. Messing with Diddy ain't even right, man.
Yeah, like you said, he ain't forced her to do nothing. She the manipulator, got 30 million, still told it all. I just don't see how she could still keep the money, like you said. What never no money. What never no $30 million settlement. She's not wearing it. Her husband just cool with all this. They all bad actors.
But let's just say you got a call, you know what I'm saying, to come to the hotel or whatever, and you get there and Cassie open the door looking all good, baby oiled up, got a robe on. She wants you to come in. She just want to talk. She sits you on the couch and everything. You ain't going to slide with Cassie?
If I don't know her backstory, if I just see her from off her looks, yeah, I'm going to see what's to it. But if I know she Diddy sadomasochist doll, hell no, I wouldn't even came.
Damn.
No.
And you know what?
Yeah.
That's why she need to be put on trial and held accountable, because a lot of the men didn't know how nasty she was before they went up in there and did what they did, because she present herself like she this innocent young girl, and she's still doing it to this day. But evil is evil, man. The jury need to look at this and see it for what it is. Cassie is not a saint in all of this. Nobody is. Diddy not the only person in the wrong.
It tied back. I'm gonna go big with this one on your channel. I said it tied back to Trump, Epstein Island, Trump Towers, R. Kelly getting caught in Trump Towers living for free. They all with that Diddy type stuff. Is all they trying to make the brothers go down first, because they already released the Epstein stuff already. Ain't nobody say nothing, but now they're making the black folks go down, so called. But you gotta think it all connect back to the entertainment. Trump Towers, where Diddy was, the hotel people that work at all the Trump Towers, they know the truth. The ones that work in counties, they the ones who know the truth about these kids and the people that's cooking the food in the damn kitchen and sending up cereals and shit. They know this. I bet you it was a Trump Tower on Epstein Island some damn well.
Damn, bro, I ain't even, because you know you did go real big on that, because you got the Hiltons and shit was at on Diddy party. Paris Hilton and her friends, they own the hotel, so the celebrities and the hotels, they play a part in this stuff too. That's why they paid Cassie that $10 million or whatever, because they just as implicated as anybody.
This is their shit show. They're just trying to wipe it and show you the black side first. That's all. It's two sides to that tissue.
Right.
Their hands ain't clean. Their hands ain't clean.
Right, because while Diddy in one room, they got other celebrities in other rooms doing worse shit.
R. Kelly. R. Kelly lived in Trump Towers. You remember they had to force him out? That means he was living for free. So that's a perk of the industry. Trump Tower Suites. All you gotta do is, like I said, go back to the hotel people who work there. The hood rat hoes that clean the rooms. They know the truth.
They don't seen it all. People coming and going.
Heard it all. Question shit like, I know that girl ain't 18.
That's so true. They have a school bus pull up in front of the hotel and they ain't on no field trip.
They on a field trip. It's just a dirty one.
Yeah, man. But this trial right here is sweeping a whole lot of stuff under the rug. Like I've been saying, this Diddy trial is making Hollywood look a lot more innocent than they really are. Consensual male escorts, no other females getting penetrated, just Cassie. Like, this ain't bad news at all.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He a cuckold. Cuckold. That's what Diddy is. He like to see his girl get knelt. That's all that's called. Voyeurism. That's his genre. He's getting exploited for his genre right now. That's what he favors. If you go on XX right now, it's millions of videos of dudes that's doing the same thing. They ain't going to jail. She's a willing pretend. She's a freak. We sitting here glorifying Lil' Kim times 1,000 hoes missing Diddy put out there. It came full circle on his dirty ass. They put Lil' Kim out there, and now it's coming back to bite him in his ass because she the end result. The ignorance at a high level being believed, now just being entertained. He started this shit, but he need to go repent for Lil' Kim.
But back in the day, before Lil' Kim, hoes had integrity. Like, you could respect a bona fide hoe. Because everybody know what she doing. And on top of that, they wasn't necessarily proud of what they was doing.
They was hiding.
Yeah.
There's stuff coming out from the 50s in my family. I thought my granny and them was Christians. They was hoes.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? They was all hoes on all sides. And that's where I get it from. I get it from the Matrix. Well, not my, it skipped a generation, hopefully.
Yeah. And it's hard to be real about. People don't want to speak about their moms and their grandmoms and stuff like that.
Right.
But if people kept it real, yeah, man, people kept it real, it's starting to look like it's a natural part of life.
Right. It is the sacred hoe. Mary was the first liar. She said John wasn't Jesus. No, Gabriel was Jesus' daddy. Go read that book again. Gabriel came to her while she was high in the spirit. She was drunk. Go read it again. Go watch the Book of Clarence, the movie with the black folks. That's the best representation of how I feel Bobby Hemmett teaches the sacred hoe. Mary was a liar, and everybody believed it. You see what I'm saying? Even the Catholics the Jews don't believe it. They don't believe the Immaculate Conception.
Hold on, you ain't gonna be speaking on Christ like that, bro. That's what we not gonna do. TD Jakes won't stand for it, bro.
The Holy Mother was a hoe. Listen, holy lie.
So we ain't talking about no. Don't talk about Jesus' moms like that, bro. Because TD Jakes ain't going for that, bro.
TD Jakes, the power bottom. He's the foundation of all this.
Power bottom TD Jakes, though, motherfucking walrus, whatever you want to call him, man. We ain't talking about Jesus like that. Real talk, man.
Man, he beat up, boy.
We ain't feeling none of that.
Beat up, man.
Man, you hit the cash app, man, and quit speaking on Jesus in the derogatory. You messing with my faith right now, brother. I gotta go to church tonight. You messing with my faith, and we appreciate you. Call back on the next video, man. The nerve of that talking about Jesus' mama was a hoe. We ain't doing no blasphemy on this channel, man. I don't forgot what I was talking about. He don't piss me off. The hoes of the Holy Conception, the Holy Spirit. I ain't doing none of that today. I dare him speak on the Lord like that. I'm so sick of Diddy, I don't know what to do. I'm sick of his face. I'm sick of his name. I'm sick of this nigga, man. But I'm gonna keep on doing this news because that's the only thing that's really popping as far as the hip hop genre go. That's what's groovy right now, man. That's what's in. That's what they allowing niggas to do. Talk about Diddy all day. Basketball ain't worth a shit. Black entertainment is whack. The only thing notable or worth talking about is Diddy. Anybody do no video about no Summer Walker and all them garbage ass people? Yo, hello, who this is, man?
What's up, Shine Blazing it? This Dior.
Yo, that's what it is. The homie called in. What's on your mind, bro?
I feel him, man. The whole world is a big stage, man.
You need to get from underwater because your phone sound like it's drowned in it. What's going on with your phone, bro?
Oh, nothing wrong with my phone.
Oh, it's drowned in it. You sound like you gurgling when you talking on the phone. Say something else.
Son.
You just gonna have to deal with the gurgling. Yo, what's on your mind, bro?
Man, the world ran out of ideas. It's Sodom and Gomorrah all over again, and it's being publicized.
Sodom and Gomorrah, huh? So you saying people getting sodomized, they getting penetrated in their butts. That's what you called in to talk about.
Yeah, and a lot of people starting to be okay with it.
Hey, man, some freaky people out here that do freaky things.
And Tupac, he's still alive, and Big Small's still alive. They got a group called Jurassic 5. His name is I Killed the MC.
Yeah, Tupac old as fuck, too. No doubt.
So with all this stuff going on, they just trying to put everybody's minds everywhere, you know what I'm saying? To where the point where you don't have no time to think about yourself. Like, we worried about what's going on, and this price has still been going. We done had 47, how many presidents, white presidents we had, and the same thing been going on?
Yo, somebody in the comment section said, take your thumb out your mouth, dude.
I ain't worried about that. That's people gonna say what they want to say. You dig what I'm saying?
There's some haters out there, man. Y'all talk. This man ain't got no fucking pacifier. Y'all better quit talking about people that, because he called. Y'all gonna respect my guess. It ain't like y'all call, except for Delilah. We ain't about to be disrespecting people that call my phone. Yo, the floor is yours. Forget what they talk about out there.
I ain't worried about them. That's what society is, you know. That's what it is. But you know, everybody working together. I'm starting to see that Cassie, like people saying she was a willing participant, and all this is just the charade that's going on. You know, they got an Illuminati card game. It was a card called Trump. You know, all this is being played. You know, cards. You know, it's like Monopoly all over again.
No doubt. He calling from the ocean and all that.
But I got an iPhone 16 Pro. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know neither, man. But you said, I seen that game you was talking about. They had the cards. It had Trump on it with all this weird shit on. You ever played that game? Because I wouldn't dare do nothing like that.
Well, what I look at it is I can use the cards as information to understand what's going on next.
So you have used those cards before?
No, they cost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's some creepy shit, man. And they be knowing stuff before it happened. And they it looked like some grim stuff. Like it's gonna be some madness going, and it's a lot of madness going on, but we wouldn't know it because you got all this BS in the news about Diddy, but behind the scenes, we just don't know how crazed the world is for real right now.
Shoot, you got Annabelle burning down slave plantations.
Yo, I seen that movie, Annabelle back, man. They got her in 3D. You need 3D goggles to watch the new Annabelle movie.
Yeah, the little doll Annabelle, they took it around town and stuff, and they hit Louisiana and they burned down the slave plantation. So it's a lot of spiritual warfare that's going on too.
Yo, man, this shit is crazy. Yo, I'm looking at this stuff. They got clones and all that stuff in the cards. They got the terrorists and they got the 9/11 on the cards and all. Yo, this shit is creepy. And you know, it looked like the Simpsons cartoon, and the Simpsons predicted a whole lot of stuff too that's starting to
Because they
unfold.
Freemasons. You remember in Simpsons they said Freemasons run the world?
They got the black activists looking like Diddy with dread, Jay-Z with dreads on there. Law and order, they got martial law, the epidemic. They put the quarantine on there, the upheaval, the Pentagon. Remember the Pentagon and all? They had all that stuff back in the 70s.
Oh yeah, man. Shoot, man, I've been hearing a lot, man. I know it may sound crazy, but I think I seen a black picture of Abraham Lincoln, and he was black. And you know, a lot of people that we look up to, they was compromised. Like Martin Luther King, the last movie Martin Luther King did, you know, the whole white girl, you know, he wanted to be with the white girl, and he got killed at the hospital and smothered.
Yeah, they say Marcus Garvey wanted to be with a white girl too. That was his dying wish. Like he loved them, what the blonde blue ones, man. Even though he had Malcolm X too, they said he was messing with the
White
Caucasian
girl when he
queens.
first started the movie.
Yeah, that's what he really wanted, but he settled for his wife for the nation. But in his heart, he ain't never really wanted to be with her like that.
Jungle Fever, you know, Shannon Sharp, white girl, the famous golfer, Tiger Woods, white girl. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on.
But society made it that way because, you know, when you have to judge, I seen, and I ain't trying to piss nobody off, but I seen sisters in action when they get around Latina or Caucasian women and stuff. They really kiss their behinds a lot of times. They switch up when they get around these. They treat these women like they better. So when men see this, they like, damn, like, you know, it kind of look inferior sometimes.
Yeah, it's due to what we see on TV, the music we listen to. You know, the black man runs to the white woman because he thinks she's gonna be more nicer. She's not gonna have no attitude and do everything. But how can we say that when we not all over the world, seeing every black woman? You know what I'm saying? Then the TV has a different perception. It's all about creating dividends, but between the people, the man and the powerful black man and a powerful black woman. For example, in Times Square they have a big statue of a woman, and then they change it to a black family, and a lot of people talking about this can't be real because the dad's still there.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is the standard of beauty, like these beauty supply stores, they selling these bundles by the boatload, man. Sisters out here, you know, they emulate and they want to be, they want to, and I ain't saying all, but the standard of beauty in the black community is the Caucasian look. So when men grow up seeing that, they like, hell, instead of having the Temu value version of whatever, they might as well go get the real thing since they got the money to get. And that's messed up that that's the standard of beauty. Because if you ask me, ain't nothing more beautiful than a natural black woman, man.
Facts. That's because, you know, society, the TV shows made black women hate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, put this on, they show commercials of makeup. You know, the makeup girl commercials, they used to come on all the time, you know, advertising the bundles and stuff like that. It's a way to make black women hate themselves.
Well, you know, ain't people been wearing wigs and stuff since the dawn of time. Like it's, you know, it's a custom for women to adorn themselves with things that make them look more appealing and shit like that. So, and Caucasian women do it too. They all wear the hair and all that type of stuff, but some people just go overboard with it. That's all it is. Some people take it to the extreme. Now, if it's a special occasion or whatever the case is, but you know, some people make this their life doing they've been branded with the hot combs, the perms and shit. It's like a rites of passion. So when men get money, they like hell. A lot of times they feel like they might as well just go out there and get the real deal. instead of if it don't grow natural like that, then and you gotta make it like that, they figure they might as well go. It's sort of like eating organic. You know what I'm saying? You can eat
Plant-based
some,
food.
yeah, plant-based food. This is not organic right here, and men know that. Men see that. So once they get a little money or whatever the case is, they rather go get something that's more organic.
Yep. Now you got man being cool with face makeup, wigs. They putting on wigs now.
You got that's the thing because they was raised up around it, man. They single mothers, people ain't got, and you got to blame the men in this too, because a lot of men, you know, they rather be with something other. But you want to know what I think it boils down to, bro? It's the attitude at the end of the day. People tired of being confronted with a bad attitude, man. It's the worst thing ever. You can't get no sleep. You ain't gonna have no peace dealing with a bad attitude.
Yeah, you can't let it get to you. You know, right now I look like Lamont Sanford, but I ain't gonna let that stop me.
No doubt. You can't let that stop you, man, because you greeted by a weave and a bad attitude, man. Some men just run to the suburbs and never look back.
Facts.
And that's why Diddy was with Cassie, man, because she ain't give him no attitude. But see, a lot of people take advantage. Have you ever seen a brother get a position as a manager or something like that? Have you ever worked for a black man?
It's crazy. All the people I worked for was women. Factories, Burger King, McDonald's, factory jobs is always a woman.
Ain't nothing worse than working for a black man. Let me tell you, bro. It's the worst thing in the world, man. I think he not gonna let up, man. You give him an inch, he feel like he own your ass. It's over, man. You work for a brother, it gonna make you feel like shit. He gonna tell you, man, it's the worst. I've done it a couple of times, man. And I regret it every last time, man. The brother, they just can't do right by you, man. And I ain't speaking of all, because I ain't worked for every brother. But it's hell out here, man. People refuse to do it. Now it all depends. If he the CEO and all that, you gonna catch hell. If he a manager or whatever the case is, I don't know, man. And I ain't trying to be mean about the situation. But work as a black man working for brothers, he basically gonna bend your ass over, man. You ain't gonna have no leeway. And I know that sound messed up, but it's the truth. At least in my experiences.
Facts, and don't let it be some women around there. He gonna try to make himself look cool.
And working for sisters, when the white man come around, you gonna catch hell as a brother, man. Especially if you work for a sister and her boss is a white man and you working under her, whoo, brother, man, you better run for the motherfucking hills, man. Cause you gonna be the smallest thing ever made in the world. And I ain't saying in all situations because there's different people out there. But all I'm trying to say is that we still have that plantation mentality, a lot of us, man. And it's embedded. I think we was born with it. It's in our DNA, man. It's something like it's some kids out here born ignorant. They be chill, they be little, just ignorant, man. They born like that.
Facts. And on another thing, I know this gonna piss some people off too, but I just what I've been feeling. I've been pro-black for a long time, since the early 2000s, and I used to blame the white man for everything, but now I'm saying like that's a cop out nowadays. And when it's
What? Hello?
yeah, I'm still here. I
His
thought you was
phone
about to say.
blacked out. No, I thought your phone blacked out. What you was saying, bro?
Yeah, I've all started to see that we blame the white man for everything instead of going out there and being the lawyers, being the cops, being the FBI agents, and going and taking care of it from the inside out.
You know what's crazy? I've been more racially discriminated against by my own people than Caucasian. Don't you know? It's people that would rather drive way out to the suburbs to do their grocery shopping as black people instead of go to stores in their neighborhood because the treatment is so horrible by other black people in these stores or just out in society, period, man. Yo, it's plenty of time. I get out my car, brand new car. People get to clicking, locking their doors and shit. I'm like, your ass drive a damn Kia. And you clicking, what the hell I'ma still, people clenching on their purse. I'm talking about in black neighborhoods, man. I just don't understand it. They see a brother and act like, shit, we more white than white people.
You know, it comes. Yeah, I feel like it's genetic. You know, a lot of people they carry envy and jealousy wherever they go. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, man, I don't like what he got going on. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just in them.
African Americans are whitewashed. Me included, I'm whitewashed. And I'm bougie. And when I speak about black people, I'm speaking about myself too. Don't get it twisted. I ain't separating myself from us. I just acknowledge that we, including me, collectively have issues, man. We've been whitewashed. Even though we black, we are white people inside because that's all we know is English. The American culture is white culture. We've been integrated. We ain't got nowhere else to go, nowhere else to hide. We just got to face the fact that we all been whitewashed, and to a certain extent, we are all sellouts because of it. Because when push come to shove, and we got to choose, we are not going to stand by each other.
Oh no, we not. You know, it's a lot going on there. You know. Us, we not going. We not going. That's why it's best to do stuff by yourself. You know.
I ain't no better, man. I will admit, it took me a long time to admit it. I don't read all of the books, all of the Afrocentric books from Dr. Ben Yakiman to Dr. Sebi. I've read it all. I don't watched all of the broadcast, the Sonetta, the African, all of that shit. And I came to the conclusion that damn, we have been whitewashed.
Yeah, we lost our native tongue, everything.
The history, you can't even trust black history. I don't give a damn. If it's in English, then it ain't whatever you think it is, man. The word black itself is a damn hindrance, man. It ain't no good for no. We are trapped. We are lost in the matrix, man. Ain't no way out of it.
Only way out of it is being the spirit. That's all I tell people, you know. The only way out of this, you know, because every day we got our phone in our hand, we got a TV in front of our face, you know. It's 24/7.
Yo, I'm gonna make this point, man, because we can go on and on for years about this, but I gotta make this point. And y'all ain't gonna like this, but since me and my brother on the phone done said so much, I might as well let it all out. And I'm just gonna let it out. Every black person, American born, raised in American culture, Afro-Americans, ain't nothing but a bunch of Kanye Wesses. Kanye is the prototype of your average African American, whether they want to admit it or not. Kanye West is African Americans in a nutshell.
Yeah,
niggas might as well put on the swastika. Niggas might as well rep the swastika. Niggas might as well just admit that we all Kanye Wesses.
Man, that Kanye West, man, he'll say something crazy new every day. What Cat Williams said about Trump, that say something crazy, it's something new every time. I believe he suffered from bipolar schizophrenia.
We all do. We all do. It ain't just Kanye. He ain't the only brother out there supporting Trump. There's plenty of conservative brothers out there and sisters. The Kanye all day with a pickup truck. People make it seem like Kanye the only one. No, Kanye is what's happening. That's how he able to stay afloat and keep a career, because there's plenty, the majority of black people that feel the same way Kanye West feel.
Yeah. Well, when I come to think about it, the red and the blue, I feel like that's kind of like, even with the gang culture, you got Bloods and Crips. It's to create divides, because no matter what side you go for or what side you talk about and you like to another person, you always gonna end up in an argument with somebody.
Yeah, that's why you have to know that. One thing I'm learning about being a black man too. If you gonna be black, you gotta be hard. There's no room to be soft. Black men would love to just be soft if it was a possibility. If you can get away with life is just being soft, a lot of black men would go that route and have a peaceful existence and do computer tech and be out of the nigga shit. But the truth of the matter is, you can't. You gotta be a damn fool. You gotta act a nut. You gotta be tough. You have to be hard as a black man, or else you just gonna get shitted on your whole life. Everywhere you turn, you're gonna get shitted on. And it's messed up because you want to wear a smile and you want to be friendly and you want to be kind, but as soon as you do that as a brother, people gonna take advantage of you. Other black men and women too. Even the kids gonna push you over. You cannot live your life being soft as a black man, because if you do, you're gonna take a L every day of your life. And that's the messed up part. Other people can get away with being soft as baby shit. They could be out there just soft, friendly, nice, cuddly, all that, and don't have no problems. But if you black and you soft, man, you gonna be living in hell.
Facts, man. You being nice, you being overly nice to your woman, she gonna run over you because she don't like that at all.
Can't do it, man. It's messed up. And being soft could lead to a more peaceful life if you can get away with it. If you could be a nice, friendly, positive person all of the time, you could have a more peaceful and abundant life. But that's something that's not afforded to black men.
Nah, that's how we got took over in Egypt, being too nice, letting everybody in.
Yo, speak on it, bro. You know what we gonna say? You gotta call in more often, man. Cause these are the type of conversations we be needing. That's why Diddy was so much of an asshole, because he was they all said Diddy was a nice guy. He could be charming and shit, but people take advantage of you when you nice. So he had to nut up and act the fool just to let them people know he not to be played. If Diddy had it his way, he'll be brother love all day, every day. He tried to be a peaceful brother. He tried to spread love, but that's when people try to play you. And once people try to play you, that's when you got to get out of character and act a damn fool. And a lot of brothers would rather just stay in character 24/7 so they ain't got to turn it on and off.
Facts.
It's a cold world, man. It's a cold world. We appreciate your call, brother. Don't be no stranger neither. You got to call back the next time we go live, man, because we appreciate your conversation. Real talk. We going to holler at you next time, man. No doubt. Shout out to him and everything he had to say. Okay, now we got to get back to this Diddy stuff. And I need to clear up a lot of the stuff I was saying during the passion of the conversation, because you got to be respectful. People sensitive out here. What I was saying is, I don't know how Black America gonna survive what's coming down the pipeline. If we ain't mentally ready for this, man, it's gonna take for some type of unity, and that's the last thing people want. There's people that come home to their neighborhood and they see a bunch of black people outside, they get depressed and stressed. Like, damn, why y'all gotta? Black people want for other black people to stay inside. And if black people feel like that, that made me wonder how other people feel when they see black people out and about. It's a cold world. We shitted on Diddy. Not only, this how messed up black society is. That nobody's nobody want to know the truth. Nobody trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. And I'm going to make this point before I get out of here, man, because we got more videos to do. When I seen this happen, when I seen how people switched up on Bill Cosby. Hold on. After all he did for HB, they wouldn't even be wearing them that if it wasn't for Bill Cosby. People wouldn't even be great. This wouldn't even be possible if it wasn't for Bill Cosby. All y'all people that got degrees and went to college and all that, Bill Cosby made that possible. For all of the black colleges. Tuskegee, you name it. Morehouse, it don't matter. He made it possible to encourage people to get an education. There's people out there doing good. Doctors, lawyers, black business people out there making it. Because Bill Cosby paved the way and made it popular for people to want to get their education. Look at this. He made this show. If you wasn't in college, if you wasn't in school or nothing, you wasn't cool. He made people interested in going to college and getting their education. He made people interested in keeping their families together, being more than janitors and stuff. When I seen it happen to Bill Cosby, I couldn't believe it. The people ain't said shit. The people sat by and the people just watched as it was going down. None of his celebrities, all of the people that he put on, nobody stepped up and said nothing. That's let you know it's open season on any nigga, man. People be like, oh, Diddy a bad person. He put out negative depictions of people. Diddy this and Diddy that, and he was a bad man. This guy, on the other hand, shit, it's thundering and stuff. I better get the hell out of here, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. Hit that Cash App too. $ Sean Blaze Docs. Maybe I said too much. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section below. We gonna be back with more news. I got so much love for y'all. I'ma holler at y'all later, man.